Hey, good evening, everybody. JD here, Guns in the 701, episode number 25. We got on tap for tonight. Should we obviously big election? I'm still super jacked up about that. I hope everybody else is too that's watching tonight. Should President Trump, once he's appointed, should he get himself and appoint himself a two-way czar? Because of course Biden did that with Kamala Harris, right? When he had the office of gun violence prevention, not really. And second thing up, hanging deer to achieve tender venison meat. Got that article. I think that was out of Real Tree. Kind of interesting there. We'll go into that a little bit. I got everything down here. We'll go through it. And 4 types of buck rubs you should know. Hey, Josh, what's up, buddy? Same to you. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to go through the 4 types of buck rubs you should know. And they kind of go in depth on that. And, of course, the happy ending of the week. And then next week, I'm not going to have a show. Gene, good evening, Gene, from down there in South Dakota. Appreciate you, buddy, for tuning in. No show. I'm fairly certain I'm not going to have a show because I don't think we're going to have we're going to get all our deer taken care of. If we do, maybe I'll be back. I don't think so, but I'm not sure the week after that either. So, hey, Eric Glauser, good day to you as well, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And of course, Clay's going to be on Mitchell in the morning tomorrow, 8:15 till about 9. KFYR 99.7 and iHeart. We'd like you to go on iHeart because then Todd can see who's listening, how many people are listening. And Guns in the 701 will be back next Wednesday. Again, I will not be. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to try and give some live reports up there from the hunting shack. We'll see what kind of service I get up there. It's kind of sketchy. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. I tried a while back and I could go live on X, but it was pretty blurry. So what I'm going to do is try to log into Restream here and so it'll go to all our outlets. But we'll see how it happens. We get a good clear day. And so again, great. Eric Newman, good evening, Eric. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for tuning in again. Looks like we got everybody I see. Oh, it's coming up on here. I mean, if you're tuning in on Rumble or Twitch or one of our other outlets, there, you can't comment. So if you want to comment, you got to go on to YouTube or the website, not our website, but the Facebook page, which is it's Sturm and then all spelled out Guns and the 701. Yeah, we got our new Facebook page up, but due to their new policy, we get when you do it, you can't go live on a new Facebook page for I don't know what it is, 60 days or something like that. Hopefully you guys can hear me here. I got my I'll check my volume here. Yeah, all right, because it was super loud. I'll go into this first. So Clay and I did the live from the ND GOP election party there Tuesday. We did have some technical difficulties, but it was fun. Thanks again, Governor-elect Kelly Armstrong and his team for being gracious hosts, having us up there, having us all set up for stuff. Really appreciate you guys for that. It was fun. I maybe had a few too many rums, but hey, you know what? It was a good time, man. We had fun, and we're gonna try and do it again sometime. And it's just our Clay and I doing our first one, and I will say this: talking about an election for 4 hours, that is definitely not my wheelhouse. But there was a lot of people there. Luckily, there's a lot of people we knew and a lot of people to talk to us. It was great fun. It was great fun. We had fun doing that, and of course. President Trump won, which we're going to talk about shortly here with my first topic here. As I said, should Trump appoint a two-way czar? When the House is still up for grabs, right? The Senate, we're definitely gaining big seats in the Senate, which is awesome. The House of Representatives, from everything I've seen, because we're going to need the House and the Senate if we really truly want to accomplish what Trump's team got a mandate by, because he won a popular vote when he dominated. Right. So the House of Representatives here, 86% of these precincts are reporting. 410 of the 435 races have been called. As of right now, Republicans 211 seats, Democrats 199. Everything I've looked into, because this is, I mean, I'm very concerned about this, but everything I've read, I mean, they're pretty much saying Republicans will take back. I mean, they will retain possession of the House of Representatives. Their margin of seat dominance they figure it's going to be reduced, and I can tell right here it already is from what it started out. But like I said, as of right now, they got a 12 seat lead, and there's 86% reporting. So there's 410 to 435. They're expected to win and retain their seat. So let's hope that happens, because if that happens, you got the House and Senate. And of course, Trump president, man, I've been hearing some good things. I was listening to KFire before I came in, and some of the things they were saying about securing the border. Now it should be great. So let's get in. Can you guys hear me all right and everything? I want to make sure everything's working right. If somebody does, give me a thumbs up or you say sound good or something, because I know if you listen to the thing on Tuesday, Clay and I were forgetting to unmute the mics, and I apologize. I talked to Kelly at the end and I forgot to. Luckily, this thing picks it up pretty good, so we could hear Kelly all right. It wasn't the best, but we had a good interview talking about stuff. So anyway, should Trump appoint a 2A czar? Right? Because Biden, as we all know, Kamala was Biden's border czar, which is a miserable failure. Should have been the border gate opener. All right. Thank you, Josh. Biden had he put in the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention. I don't know if you guys remember that, which I got a text here from my buddy Wyatt. Thanks, Wyatt. Appreciate that. The first Office of Gun Violence Prevention, and they all that was Kamala was a czar of that too. Why? She wasn't a czar. That's not what they called her. Yeah, I mean, some of them might have that. I mean, same thing. I mean, Democrats love czars, but loud and clear, my mom says. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you listening in too. Hope you're feeling better. My mom had a little back injection thing going on, but anyway, yeah. And they teamed up with moms demand confiscation in every town for gun bans and all these other the Democrats, Biden administration was already anti-gun the way it was, but they made Kamala the border the guns are right, the gun controls are for. So that's what I'm saying. We don't have to call if Trump could appoint let's just say Coleon Noir, right? 2As are. They don't have to call it. They can call it like, okay, Biden called it the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. We can call it the Office of Second Amendment Promotion and Rights Protection. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Right. A lot of people be like, well, that's a waste of money, JD. Maybe, but I like it when we get. The Democrats do it all the time, man. They waste our money and they do whatever the hell they want to take away your rights. And they're out there now. They're doing. Clay and I talked about it, or I talked about it. I can't remember who did. Maybe him and I did on a show. They're putting a bunch of this public land off limits for hunting and shooting, and restricting what you can shoot with if you are able to just copper ammo. So I think we should do the same thing to promote the Second Amendment and usage of guns, and talk about I got a happy ending all the time, and Clay and Deacons call it the slug thug of the week or thug slug of the week or whatever it is. And talk about how guns actually save lives, and guns save your lives and defend people I mean, hundreds of thousands of times more than they kill people in the United States. So in my opinion, I would do that, and I would appoint, like I said, somebody like Mr. Coleon Noir. If you never saw him, look him up. Just type his name into your search engine. The guy's freaking awesome. Great advocate for the Second Amendment and your gun rights and stuff like that. He's a hell of a good guy. I'm shooting his gun, so I think that'd be a great idea. I don't know what you guys think. You got any opinion on that? Go ahead and throw it in the comments. If not, I'm going to move on here, because like I said, I'm going to just run through this tonight. I'm doing it late, because usually when Clay, the reason I'm doing this at 9, in case any of you guys missed it, usually when we were doing it at 8, like the last third of the show, like a bunch of people jumped on, and I'm like, well, I'm going to just try doing one late. And I thought maybe since a bunch of guys, especially were going deer hunting tomorrow and had the day off, they might be around. But hey, we'll see what happens. If this doesn't work that great, I'll tell you what, I'll go back to 8 o'clock the next time I do it. So anyways, I'll start doing this before we do our first break here. Hanging deer to achieve tender venison meat. I mean, I always thought like people hung deer just to increase the flavor of it, right? I didn't think it had anything to do with it until I got this article out of Peterson's Hunting, not Clay Peterson. Clay could probably have his own Peterson's Hunting magazine. I was real quick too. Clay really good at breaking down. We did the election thing up there. Like I said, that's not my wheelhouse. I had fun doing it, but I think Clay could have done that whole thing himself way better than having me there doing it with him. But anyway, Peterson's hunting here. So it starts out, rigor mortis is the stiffening of the joints and muscles after death. I think we all knew that. Right? In deer, this period can last between 12 to 24 hours and sets in when a carcass begins to cool. If venison is cooked during this time frame, prepare to sit down to tough pieces of meat. Okay, I mean, I've Wayne Muth. Hey, out in Medora hanging out tonight. Hey, Wayne, thanks for checking in, buddy. Appreciate you taking the time when you're out in Medora. That's awesome. Buck tag out there, or what are you out there with some other people hunting, Wayne? What do you got going out in Medora? Anyway, I guess I never noticed like eating deer right away. It was tough. I've never, I've cooked deer meat right away, and I didn't think to myself, wow, this is rough. But according to this, if you do it right away, you're getting tough deer meat. For more tender venison, butcher and cook deer after rigor mortis has reversed, which we're going to get into when that happens. When the muscles have had time to relax. This is achieved by hanging deer after field dressing. To be safe, usually allow 2 days for rigor mortis to completely fade. Okay, so they're saying hang your deer for 2 days if you want tender deer meat. My screen's bouncing around. If you want tender deer meat, I don't know. My dad, he doesn't hang them. I'm gonna have to. I know he's not. I know he's not watching this, but I'm gonna take this article up to him because he always wants to let the deer age or whatever, and he does it for a couple of days. But he cuts it up right away, so I don't. This they say to hang it here. Of course, they say remove the tenderloins. The tenderloins are tender already, and because they're small, they will dry out quickly. Tenderloins do freaking dry out quickly, and they are tender. So Wayne says actually no tags helping Scott tomorrow night. Oh, that's right. They're doing the hunter's auction. My bad. Okay, awesome, man. That's great. I imagine. Are you guys, Wayne? Are you talking with Scott about that tomorrow on the show? Our buddy, friend of mine, and Clay's, and a lot of people. Scott's a great guy. Dakota Prairie Outdoors. That's on. I meant Saturday, Wayne, not tomorrow. I'm thinking it's Friday because I don't have to work. Saturday morning at 8:00. So if that's you're going to be on Scott's show, Wayne, let me know, and we'll get it out there for you. So like I said, remove the tenderloin. So we're talking about hanging a deer head up or down. I've done it both. Not necessarily for any reason, for meat reasons, I guess. Josh P says, never noticed it being tough. I always cook the loins right away, and I also cut it up the next day. Yeah. Honestly, Josh, I've cut mine up like as soon as we get it back to the ranch shop, and I start cutting it up right away. So as far as hanging, how does that pertain to it here? It says hanging deer with head up or down. Some hunters argue that hanging deer by the hind legs will prevent gastric juices from the esophagus draining down into the hams. I mean, everybody I know who guts a deer from the esophagus is cut, man. I mean, what the little bit of juice in there is going to get down? I don't know about that. It doesn't hurt to take the extra precaution, but when I say I in reading this article, I'm reading it as this gal here is, I think a gal wrote this article. She says, but I've never had issues when hanging deer by the head. I also find it easier to skin and butcher deer with the head up, but this is purely personal preference. I definitely think it's easier to do it with the legs up. That's my preference. Doug Wolf says sausage don't care about tender meat. Wayne says, I won't be on the show, just helping Scott and avoiding the fluorescent army. Yeah, as you can see, I am wearing my orange cap tonight just for hunting opener tomorrow. But okay, all right. So I imagine Scott's talking about that, Wayne. I haven't talked to him or anything, but Josh says, agreed, axe, canned venison is tender, even with the toughest. Yeah, canned venison is, man, canned venison, canned sausage is good. So head up or down, I mean, really not much of a difference here according to keeping your meat tender. So let's go on here. Hide on or off. If you plan to hang, I personally skin the damn things right away. Legs up is good, says Eric Newman. Okay, perfect. Right on, Eric. If you plan to hang deer for only a day or two, hide on or off makes little difference. I would say if you've ever skinned a deer, leaving your hide on for that long seems to make a hell of a difference to me trying to get it off. I mean, when you first kill a deer and it's still warm and flexible, you can peel that off way easier, in my opinion. If you plan to age the deer, which will require a much longer hang, okay, so this is aging, what I said my dad was talking about, and also a different subject for another day. Good, I don't want to get into that. I prefer to keep the hide on, which prevents the meat from drying out too quickly and protects it from discolorization or oxidation. And I go, oh, if you hang it outside, keep the hide on right. And my uncle's father-in-law, actually, he ages meat, and he did say, I think he left the hide on, actually. So Wayne says, I've always been a leg up man myself. We still talk about deer 45-90, Wayne. Yeah, I tried it once with the head up, and I was getting down on the bottom, and I wasn't a fan of that. I mean, and maybe somebody who's super good at doing it, yeah, can give me a little pointer on it. So go on. You're hanging meat in a refrigerator. I mean, who the hell's? I think Dougie's buddy's actually got a big enough refrigerator to hang stuff in. She says there will be times when you're forced to quarter a deer immediately, which I do at the farm all the time. When I do my deer out there, I got the big cooler, or perhaps you don't have the space to hang an entire carcass. If the temperature is above 42, you run the risk of meat spoiling. I mean, sounds right. If temperatures are below freezing, a fresh carcass will freeze in its rigor mortis state, which definitely happens many times. When we hunt, it gets cold, you hang it up. So I guess we're freezing the rigor mortis into it, and it doesn't matter. Man, honestly, where our ranch is, I even if it gets to 45, 50 degrees during the day, it's in the Goodman Creek Valley. I mean, it gets cold down there, and that sucker will freeze. So, I mean, this might work if I actually brought it home and hung it in my garage, which I've done before. And I hung it overnight, not as long as they're saying here, but I don't know. It didn't taste any different or more softer or lean, whatever you want to say, easier to chew. So she says, if you can find a freezerless refrigerator, or you're handy enough to modify a standard one, which, I mean, I could, but it probably wouldn't look that good because I'm not that handy. You may be able to hang an entire deer inside, or you can quarter the deer and hang the legs by hooks. Okay, well, I've done that before for sure. Maybe I'll try it. If I get with my crossbow, maybe I'll give that a go. Lay the loins on a rack. I use a Baker's cooling rack. Man, I mean, the loins, like she said, just eat the damn things right away. She said, open the refrigerator at least twice a day to allow excess moisture to escape and for new air to circulate inside. I mean, that makes sense to me. However, this step is more important when dry aging, and less so if you plan to only hang the deer long enough to avoid rigor mortis. Eric Newman says, get hide off ASAP, and it's better meat in my opinion. If I leave it hanging, I put the meat in bags, but usually cut up as soon as the meat gets cooled through. Yeah, that's what I've done, Eric, for sure. I mean, so this cooler thing she's got here, I may have, man, maybe this is why but she doesn't say taste. She says for tenderness. She says, if you don't have an extra fridge, or if you're in a field type situation, it is possible to allow meat to rest in a cooler. This is where the more expensive coolers can come in handy. I mean, I do have it's not like a super expensive one. It's like $100. I mean, it's a 5-day Igloo, I think. Awesome cooler, man. That thing works freaking great for putting deer in the farm. They do a better job of maintaining consistent cold temperatures, and will also save you from having to constantly replace ice. That is true, man. A good cooler. I do have more coolers than I need. My wife gets on me for it, but there's no joke. No joke, man, no joke. Like the guy's going to be ex-president soon. I don't have like the real expensive ones, like I say, but the Igloos that you get at Sam's or Walmart or wherever Shields has them, runnings, they do freaking, if you don't have one, I can promise you, I can tell you for 100% fact, they keep your ice longer, they keep your meat colder longer. I mean, you got a pontoon or a boat and you go out, they keep your ice way better. And even buy the little freezer packs in the bottom, and it helps immensely. And on top of that, get yourself like the big, huge Ziploc bags. I got those. That's I put my deer meat in, and I can actually put the ice bags in, and then makes your ice stay in there longer as well too. So skin the quarters and make sure they're as clean as possible from dirt and debris. Common sense, right? Place the meat inside clean. She says trash bags. Okay, so here's where you could use a big Ziploc bags on top. I mean, these things are freaking huge if you don't know them, and they come in handy. Thick gauge. They're thick gauge stuff too. They won't tear easy. To protect meat from ice water. Yeah, ice water, never allow meat to sit in water. I've been reading a bunch about that. They say that's not good for the meat, like the flavor. I should pay more attention because I've done it that way and not that way. Fill the cooler a third of the way with ice and lay the bags of meat on top of the ice. If it's warm, if warm outside temperatures have you concerned, pour ice over the meat. Make sure the trash bag never fills with water, or the food, the meat bag, whatever you want to call it. Close the cooler and place in a shaded area. Yeah, no, obviously. And preferably somewhere with a slight incline with the drain plug open and facing downhill. Okay, well, that makes sense to me too. So, and she says, I do not recommend this method for long-term aging due to the lack of airflow and less than ideal humidity. So, usually I throw these away. Like I said, I'm gonna give this to my dad because that's probably some good info for him. And then a few things I learned on there too that might come in handy. So, I'll tell you what, you guys, we're gonna do our first ad here, and when we come back from that. Let's see. Carrie Lynn says, not sure I'd use the trash bags. They use chemicals in them that aren't food grade. Yeah, exactly, Carrie. Right. And a lot of them they got a freaking weird smell to them too, like trash bags. So I'm definitely on board with that 100%. Well, and these big bags, what I was telling you guys about, like the big Ziploc, they do cost a little more, but I mean, who cares? You can actually, you can rinse the dang things out actually and reuse them, which I have done for sure. And I mean, I think I had a few now from last year that I'm going to use. So, yeah, if I get so, my buddy Trav, who's got his buck tag. Now, Trav, if you're listening, I know he's not. He's doing he's in a cornhole tournament over at 701 Cornhole there in Mandan, I think. I doubt he has them, but he might end up using mine. So, all right. Okay. Totally worth it over. Yeah. Carrie says totally worth it over trash bags. 100%, Carrie. And it's your freaking meat, guys. If you want trash bag scent in your freaking deer meat, because meat absorbs scents. I mean, that's right. And I mean, you put all that time and money into it, hunting. Yes, hunting the deer. I mean, you could do a lot cheaper buying just pork and making sausage, but that's not the whole thing of hunting. But just pay a little extra; it'll be worth it in the long run. But here's our first ad here, guys. Our first double. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the 4 types of buck rubs you should know about. Which, some of these I've never seen on our place, but we'll get into that shortly. We'll be right back. JD 701 Nation.
Now let me see your war face. Ah! You don't scare me.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy, Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
All right, thanks everybody, and be sure, hey, patronize our sponsors, please, and let them know you heard it on Guns in the 701 or right here on 701 Nation, because hey, that's how we keep the bills paid around here. We don't make we don't make a lot of money. We make enough to pay the bills. Clay and I enjoy doing this, getting the message out, and doing what we can for the Second Amendment, hunting, and promoting North Dakota way of life. We hope you guys enjoy it. So get out there and support our sponsors, please. Wayne Muth here. Let me get the chats back up, guys. I'm sorry I got them down here. Let's see here, Wayne. Let me go down. Carry 100%. Yeah, 100% worth it on. Wayne says, I think the most important part about having tasteful meat is letting the blood and fluids drain out before you cook them. I set my steaks or burgers on paper towels in the fridge for a day to allow this. It makes a big difference in flavor. All right, I've never done that, Wayne. I'm definitely down with trying that. Is that? I wonder if some of them steaks you buy, do they have? You get them in the stores. I keep hitting my volume here, you guys. I'm sorry if I look down, but you buy the steaks and they got that little thing inside of the styrofoam pack. Does that just doesn't sit on styrofoam, or is that like to absorb the blood too? I wonder, Wayne. That's actually interesting information. I've never saw that, but anyway. Okay, let's go on here, guys. 4 types of buck rubs you should know about, right? And I'm definitely not like a buck rub master. Wayne says you'll be surprised. All right, I'm going to give that a try, Wayne. I definitely am. Wayne's probably not even probably. I guarantee you, Wayne knows a hell of a lot more about buck rubs than I do, and probably a bunch of other guys listening and gals. But so let's. I got this out of Realtree.com. They got a lot of good stuff on Realtree, man, and I do like Realtree Camel too. Fresh scrapes are the most alluring buck sign in the woods during the rut, but rubs are more important to your season-long strategy. So yeah, I've never really put it in my strategy. I mean, I see a buck rub, right? And I'm like, oh, there must be a big freaking buck around here. Look at it, and you see a lot of them, and so. A dude says, here's how to place value on your 4 types, right? So we got, and 4 types. Let's go with the right away, the ordinary types. And he's got he breaks it down into like trees, the skinny, the hunting value, and the tactic. I mean, it sounds like a lot of shit here, but it's not, it's not as long as it sounds here. So, and even, I mean, of course I interject and make it longer than it should be, but, so number 1 here, the ordinary rub. Pine or cedar tree, 2 to 3 inches in diameter, or a hardwood sapling. So these 2 to 3 inches at our place, that would be Carigana shrubs. And I mean, they freaking deer freaking love Carigana. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I got a burp here. Pardon me. But yeah, they freaking love Carigana shrubs. And so he's got the skinny here on like his info on it. Says if you find so I don't know where this guy's from, but he says if you find 500 rubs this fall, 400 will be on saplings and thin trees. So he obviously isn't from North Dakota. If we find 20 rubs, I'm going to say that's quite a bit for our place. Anyway, yeah, some studies show that bucks prefer to blaze ordinary rubs on aromatic cedar or pine trees. Like Scott Bachmeyer told me once out at their place, he said they love to rip the shit out of cedars. We did plant a bunch of cedars. They're tiny yet, though, and I'm, hopefully they don't start wrecking them because they're getting a little bigger now. But Carrie Lynn says the bucks are shredded our Carigana trees out at our farm. So yeah, they love Cariganas. And so if you're I always tell people this, like if the Cariganas aren't very attractive looking trees, and I mean they're not going to block a whole lot of wind. But if you want deer and pheasants, freaking love them too. Pheasants love them too. I mean, not obviously to rub on them, but yeah, deer love freaking rubbing Cariganas. Eric says we don't have 500 trees. LOL. Yeah, Carrie said I got you, Carrie. I know what you meant there, but so to continue on here, some studies show that bucks prefer to blaze ordinary shrubs. Okay, I got that, but they also readily thrash almost any sapling. True. If you plant it like a tree, I planted some cottonwoods and they get a little big. I'm like, man, that's going to be a nice tree. And then I forget to wrap it and come back, destroyed. Ordinary rubs pop up in September and continue through the rut. 6-pointers or a giant 10 might rub on them. Okay. Hunting value, he says low to moderate. Scattered ordinary rubs don't mean much, but clusters of 20 or 30, again, that's 20 or 30. I'm just breaking it back down to here in North Dakota. I mean, we got like on an edge of a tree row, let's say 400 yards long at our place. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary to see 6, 7 of them on there, down just like one side. Okay. So he says clusters of 20 or 30 in a small area tell you buck or bucks are using that spot. One of the deer might be a shooter. I would agree with that because I got game cameras there and I see more than one buck, and I tell you this too. I've seen big bucks more than just my eye out scouting or driving around on the side by side or whatever. Don't have them on my camera, but I know they're there because I've seen the suckers. I don't know. They have to know where them cameras are because I never get them on there. Tactics. So here's how he says how you hunt these things. I'm not a big believer in rub lines. Ted Nugent's I know Ted Nugent does, but sometimes rubs reveal a pattern. For example, if 70% of fresh ordinary rubs are blazed on the side of a ridge, I'm saying blaze. He must mean Wayne. If you're still listening, blazed. I mean that's the side. That's where they rub on it, right? As he blazed it, So I mean that's what I think it means. You can surmise a buck or bucks are side hilling rather than walking on the ridge top or down in the bottom. Hang a stand on a bench or flat on the hillside. I will tell you right now, I've never seen a buck rub on the hillside out of our place, and we have big ravines, and I mean, yeah, they're not on a hillside. They're either in the ravines or on the tree on the tree lines. That's what we got. So that's the ordinary rub. Next type here, the rut rub. And he says they're going to a hardwood tree to 3 to 5 inches in diameter. I would also say a 5-inch diameter tree is probably the biggest diameter tree I've ever seen rubs out at our place on. And my dad maybe seen them. I mean, or my uncle. I mean, I'll ask him tomorrow if he has, but I've never have. So the skinny, look for these shiny big rubs to start popping up in your woods 2 or 3 weeks before the peak rut. So peak rut, I mean that should be coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. So we should be seeing them opening weekend here. They might have been made by a resident mature buck that is frustrated and ready to breed, or provide clues of a vagabond 8 or 10 pointer that has come from some miles, expanding his normal range to sniff does. Hunting value, he says these rut rubs, high value. This is a high value for you to hunt. So the tactic, the more shiny, thick rut rubs you find, the better. Strike quickly. Look for the wildest, most secluded cover in the area. You'll likely find more rubs there because that's where Mr. Big stages a lot. Set a stand where the wind is right and hunt it late in the pre-rut and into the peak. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If I see one, like I said, I got a bow tag, so it goes late into the rut because the rut does go past rifle. I mean, I've noticed it goes past rifle season. Sometimes real strong, sometimes not. So signpost. Let's move on to the next one. I got 2 left here. Signpost. The trees, he says, cedar, pine, hardwood tree, or fence posts, 5 to 8 inches in diameter, even larger. Never, ever in my life have I seen in our place or in that area or heard from anybody signpost rubs. Seen plenty of pictures of them they just get on a fence post or a signpost and rub the shit out of them. Never seen that. Mature bucks blaze huge signposts in high traffic spots where other deer can see them and veer over for a look and smell. Signposts become community scent wicks. Bucks of all sizes and does smell them and rub on preorbital and forehead scent. Generations of bucks often work the big buck rubs year after year. I will say generational rubs. I mean, we don't have these, but I do see generational rubs out at our place. I mean, there's a couple spots that I know they do that, and so. That one thing I do believe. We don't have a signpost. It's just more than likely on the Carriganas. Eric Newman says, since we have a lack of trees, they rub on wood posts in the fence line. I've seen them rubbing on highline poles a lot around here too. That's freaking crazy to me. Really, a highline pole? That's unreal. I'd love to see a freaking deer do. If you've never seen a deer like in a wild doing a rub, it's freaking great, man. They go absolutely berserk on them. They get really aggressive. Wayne says also big rubs equal big bucks. If you have a tree rub that is 6 inches or more, it's more than likely a big deer. Awesome. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that info. So this guy says the hunting value, he says, are moderate here for the signpost. Tactic says, he says, I have never set a stand over a signpost per se, but I've hung plenty on ridges and in bottoms with huge rubs. Many bucks will cruise through a signpost area some days this fall, next hunting season, and the next. Okay, so they're right here. Through their patterns, they will be unpredictable. So like a generational, he's coming back, right? Still, if you hunt a ridge or creek bottom with multiple signposts, you always have the chance to see and shoot a big buck. So like creek bottoms, I've never seen a buck rub in a creek bottom ever, and a Goodman Creek runs right through my dad's land, my uncle's land now, and never. Up north, they got my cousin and my uncle's got another quarter up there. And maybe, I mean, when the water's running through, there might have been some on this big side, kind of like at the bottom of this big side hill. But I don't know. Me personally, never seen it. I don't know about you guys. And I grew up around Apple Creek, and I wasn't much of a deer hunter when I was a kid, but I knew what a buck rub was. I never did see anything like that. So the last one here is he calls it the violent rub. Let me get Eric's comment first. Stick a wood post out in your place, Jamie, and I bet you will get deer rubbing on it every year till he rubs it in half. Just like in the middle of nowhere, Eric. I mean, where do you think I should put it? I'll do that for sure. I'm going to keep it away from the livestock because the little heifers and bulls will be rubbing on it. But yeah, I mean, if you just saying like right in the open, I do have a couple places in mind. If that's what you have, let me know in the comments. And anyhow, let me get on to the violent rub here. So appreciate everybody tuning in. I just seen we had a big jump in viewers. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you missed the first part of the show, we went over should Trump appoint a 2 Azar. I think he should, just to tweak the shit out of the leftists. And then we went to a hanging deer to achieve tender venison meat. If you miss it, you can go back and watch it. Of course, when it's over in the podcast, it'll be up on iHeart or any other podcast platform. And now we're going through the 4 types of buck rubs you should know, and then we're going to have the happy ending. And then we're going to go through some. We're going to go. I usually go an hour just here. If we start talking some deer opener and shit, I'm definitely down for that. I'm up for going a little longer because I'm not going to have a show next week. I'm going to be hunting. So, all right, but let's get through the buck rubs here first. The violent rub: sapling cluster, low cedar branches, or thick bushes. The skinny, a dry brown thrashing of a brush or branches is weeks old, and it's no value to you, he says. Scout for a second volley of thrashed or snap saplings or bushes, some yanked out of the ground. Can't say I've ever saw that either. From about October 20th until November 15th, as bucks prowl and thrash to vent pent-up sexual energy until the first does pop into heat. Yeah, I mean, pent-up sexual energy is a thing, not only in deer, for sure. Hunting value, heist is high during the rut. The violent rub, that's high. That's your high chance of killing something there during the rut. Tactic, he says what you should do. You should hunt on a ridge or in a creek bottom. Hunting on a ridge, man. Hunting ridge has never done much anything for me, but maybe that's just in our area. You should hunt on a ridge or in a creek bottom with fresh, ripped bushes and branches now through mid-November. The horny bucks that made these violent rubs are on a prowl, and one might slip up during daylight. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, when he's talking about these violent, I mean, I've seen these other than the things yanked out of the ground. And, I mean, I've seen them, big bucks going nuts on them through my spotting scope at a distance. And, yeah, and I mean, I've seen them a few times. I didn't have a buck tag, which sucked, or I did have one, and it was the wrong kind of deer. But yeah, if I'm definitely going to keep some of these in mind if we see them. Most of the ones we see are not. There's a big pasture out at our place, a section and a half that we rent out, and I usually don't see a lot of rubs out there. It's usually away from the cattle. And it's more whitetail country for sure by the alfalfa fields, and maybe that's why. Because maybe you guys notice something different. I don't see mule deer get as aggressive on rubbing stuff as whitetails. Like I said, that could just be me. But for sure, I've seen muleys do it, but nothing like a whitetail does it. I mean, I've seen muleys get aggressive, but I mean, as far as and we got way more mule deer at our place. As far as seeing way more rubs where all the mule deer are. Nope, I haven't seen that. I'm not saying I'm right. You guys maybe have seen something different than me. But Brian Warner, what's up, fellow MBE? Joining a little late. No problem, Brian. Better late than never, my fellow MBE. As you well know, you can go back and check out the first half hour of the show, which I'm sure you will because you're a great American, my friend. Eric Newman says, when I hunt in the hills or mountains, I'm hunting 3/4 the way up the hill. Yeah, that for sure, Eric. I have definitely see that all the time at our place. But as far as like right on top, very seldom. I mean, I'll see a muley doe now and then just like standing up there looking over everything. But very seldom have I seen a buck do that, muley or whitetail. So, I mean, if they take off running and they go like a whitetail run a couple miles and stop and turn and look, I have seen that, but that's it, Schmidt, for that. But all right, guys, tell you what we're going to do. Let's hit our we're going to hit, right here. Yeah, maybe I think I might have just figured something out here that I screwed up on a bunch of other times. But we're going to do our second break here. We're going to do our long one. If, in fact, I can find it here. Bullet headliner. Nope, not that one. I know Clay's got it on here for me. But, yeah, we're going to come back after this one. We're going to do the happy ending of the week. If you're new to the show, the happy ending, it definitely involves a firearm in a case of self-defense. But we'll come back and talk about that, and then let's get into some North Dakota deer open. Rifle season opens tomorrow. I personally don't have a rifle tag. Great friend of mine, Travis, does. My dad does. My uncle and my cousin. I'm jacked up either way. I do have a bow tag and a crossbow permit. So, hey, let's talk about when we get back. You guys got anything more to add to this? Put it in the comments. Wayne, I see you got one. I'm gonna get to that when we come back. But let's get these this commercials in, guys. We'll be right back. JD here, 701 Nation. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm, reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
Hey, JD back here, 701 Nation. How you guys all doing? Thanks for hanging in there, man. We're picking up people here. Appreciate the one on X. Appreciate y'all jumping in on X there. Got a few on Rumble. I can look at that one Rumble channel. Hey, man, we got some good viewership here, and I appreciate you guys. Get to a few comments here before I get to the happy ending. Eric Newman says, Eric's down there in South Dakota. He says, muleys go ape shit on sagebrush out here. Yeah, I guess I've seen muleys work some brush over pretty good, but as far as trees, not really. Like I said, it's fun watching them. Wayne Moose says, I personally don't hunt rubs because they're so random. It's much better to hunt scrapes, which are checked on a regular basis, and they can be very productive. All right. Okay. See, the scrapes I see on our place, we got we cut this big trail down the middle of the tree row years ago. It was so overgrown because it was part of the homestead. And I go through there. I do find scrapes in there. And there's one behind my dad's place. We planted that tree row, and I don't know, it's like 300 yards long. We planted that in the early 90s, and then there's some in there too. So now I have to keep something in mind. You know what I should do is put a camera maybe around there and see what happens. But hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, you guys got anything else to add on the buck rubs, or even go on Wayne's Talking Scrapes? You got anything to add about scrapes? By all means, I'm throwing the comments here, and we'll get to it. So, but till then, after that, like I said, we'll talk a little deer hunting after this because tomorrow's opener. But happy ending of the week. I'll give away the ending right away here because that's how the story goes. Got it from usacarry.com. Hialeah, Florida. I think that's how you pronounce this. In an early morning incident on November 2nd, heated dispute over a tire repair ended in a fatal shooting at the intersection of West 2nd Avenue and 29th Street in Hialeah. Hialeah police reported that a mechanic, 29-year-old Brandon Hurst, shot and killed 36-year-old Michael Lope Montes de Oca after the latter reportedly brandished a machete and threatened him. Yeah. Good evening, One Shot Cap. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, somebody pulls a machete out. Yeah, I don't want to lose an arm or anything else for that matter. That thing just cut me. Machetes there's some brutal weapons. Okay, I got a question. I'm going to finish this. I see I got a question here on my text message. So according to police, the altercation began around 1:30 a.m. when Montes de Oca contacted Hurst, who operated a mobile tire repair service, to assist with a flat tire. Upon inspecting the tire installed by Hurst, Montes de Oca noticed that it was a used tire and became highly agitated. I mean, maybe I had a question. I don't know if I'd have got pissed. At least you're getting your tire fixed, but who knows? Police stated that Montes de Oca grew, quote, irate, accusing Hurst of deception and escalating the situation with verbal threats. Lieutenant Eddie Rodriguez of the Hialeah Police Department explained that the dispute quickly intensified when Montes de Oca retrieved a machete and advanced toward Hurst in a threatening manner. I mean, yeah, that'll definitely escalate a lot of shit when you come at somebody with a machete. In response, Hurst, fearing for his safety, understandably, drew a firearm and fired multiple shots at Montes de Oca, who was pronounced dead at the scene when police arrived. Hurst was detained by police for questioning, but was later released after authorities determined that the shooting appeared to be a case of justified self-defense, given the immediate and deadly threat posed by the machete-wielding assailant. Yeah, I mean, what do you want to do? Take on a guy with a machete with your freaking bare hands? I mean, come on, man. Or just take off running. Oh, the guy runs faster and then he spines you with the damn thing. Nah, no. The guy did exactly what I believe he should have done. I mean, maybe he did something ratty with the used tire. I don't know, but I don't know if entails bringing a goddamn machete out on him for it. Carrying, I mean, should have called the police before then, said he's ripping you off. I don't know. Carrying a firearm for personal protection can be crucial, especially for workers like mechanics handling late night service calls. I know we got a mechanic watching this because he's one of the sponsors of the show and a good friend of mine. In this case, having a firearm likely saved Hurst's life. Yeah, good chance when he faced an unexpected lethal threat. Without the means to defend himself, the outcome could have been far different. Yeah, he might have been like the deer meat we were talking about earlier, right? Hey, you don't want to get shot? Don't whip out a machete on somebody when it isn't necessary, and you won't get shot. So, a happy ending of the week. The mechanic lived, didn't get hacked up or cut by a machete, and he's still fixing people's cars and tires for a living, helping out society. So, all right, I'm going to get into that. I got a text here. He says, my buddy says, what are scrapes over rubs? Like a rub's what you get on your tree. I don't know if that's what you're asking, Wyatt. And a scrape is like, it's a round, just like a piece of dirt. I don't know. I mean, about the size of this, size of this paper, about maybe like a 10-inch plate gong on a gun range. It's just dirt. They rub their hoofs. They rub it down to dirt, and then the little gland in their eye, they stick that sucker on branches. It sounds weird, right? You're going up to a branch and shoving that thing in your eyeball, and then it leaves their scent there. And I mean, I'm not sure if they, if they blow their nose or something on a thing on the ground. If Wayne's listening, maybe he'd know a little more about the scrapes on the ground. That's all I know. I mean, I'm more of a rub guy, but we'll do my homework on it a little more. Yeah, Guns in the 701. Yo, MVEs. That's my partner, Clay. How you doing tonight, Clayton? Thanks for jumping in. Axe Doug Wolf says, I'll take my Shop 45 over a machete any day. Yeah. One shot cap, Trump train, exclamation point. Absolutely. You missed the first part of the show, Cap. We talked about that a little bit. We can definitely talk about a little more Trump here. I'm like I said, the show's probably going to go a little longer tonight because I don't have one next week. Eric Newman says, scrapes, they piss in it. Okay, I did not know that either. Okay. And, yeah, and another thing, too, you get your deer and you got a good pair of gloves on. Make sure they're not pissing on the, what do you call the inside of the thing on their legs there that they got? Because you will ruin your gloves, and getting that deer piss out, it's probably not going to happen. I've ruined a few good pair of gloves. The names escape me. It's a dark spot around about that round on the inside of their legs. They piss on them, and they stand there, and they'll rub them suckers together. And I think it's like their cologne or some shit when those are around, and let the other bucks know that they're ready to frickin' rock, maybe too. Guns in the 701 says, been a long day and evening. Sorry I wasn't able to get on till. No problem, buddy. No problem. Yeah, you're running the ranch. I'm not. You had shit to do. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. But so what do you guys, like I said, I don't have a tag. My buddy Trav does. He got the big 308. Hawks is the gland. Okay, Eric Newman. Eric's a taxidermist down there. Grizz is taxidermy in South Dakota. Hawks gland. Yeah. You don't if that thing's really super dark and black, do not grab that. I would try not to grab their back legs at all, unless you got some gloves you don't give a shit about. One shot cap, tarsal gland. Right, there you go. That's what I've heard it called. One shot's the tarsal gland. Gene Cox says, if we're using the same term, a rub is where they fight trees and get velvet off. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. To me, that's what a rub is, when they rub on the trees. So, and I think we're all in the same. I think we can all agree that is when they do it to the tree. But yeah, the tarsal gland, man, that sucker, that thing stinks ultra bad. Wayne says, scrapes are digs in the dirt made by bucks by their feet and antlers. They squat in them and piss. He said pee. A little more vulgar than Wayne. When does are ready to breed, we'll pee in them and be close by. Bucks check them. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that. I never knew that, Wayne. Bucks check them from the downwind side. So, all right, a doe comes by and lets them know, hey, I'm ready to make a couple fawns for next year. And hopefully that buck's got some good genes, very large antlers. So, yeah, that's cool. That's good information, Wayne. Thanks. I appreciate that. I never did know that. So, but yeah, my buddy Trav, he's using the good old 308, baby. 308, 150 grain soft points. Haven't seen any shooters that we would shoot. I've seen some from a distance. Look, we kind of thought initially they were pretty good, but And they had nice forks, but they're so whippy, man. When they got them real thin antlers, to me, that's not really worth. That's not worth shooting them anymore. When I was younger, yeah, or like I said, I've said this before a bunch of times. If you're a young person or your first deer, your first couple years of deer hunting, man, you're so anxious to get it, and some people might think it's bloodthirsty, but man, you want to kill it, man. I mean, you get that in your brain. Your first deer you see, you want to shoot it, and it is exciting. Or like, what I tell you, what, maybe someday I'll be in this shape, older. You got some kind of terminal illness, and for sure, then I probably wouldn't care. You just, some people don't get it. It's fun shooting deer. And, I can understand, like I said, if I'm older, but in between then and now, and I don't have to shoot a bigger buck every year, right? I would prefer to shoot an older, mature buck, but I do like a nice, a nice set of antlers on them. Anything small anymore, it just does nothing for me. Nothing at all. So Gene Cox said, should go without saying, don't put doe urine on you. Derek says, I've pissed in scrapes and deer will come in and piss on top of your piss. I think it pisses him off. Another rail. Oh my God. I'm going to try it. If I see one, I'm going to go look. I'm actually going to actively look for one this weekend. And if I see it, I'm going to piss on it just to see what happens. Oh, that's funny. Do a little messing around with the Sasquatch kind of thing there. So hey, I've actually learned a lot of stuff, and I'm glad I brought this up. This is a pretty informative show for me. I enjoy this kind of stuff. Brian Warner, doe tag for Mama Joe and me, 6'5" Creed for Mama, and 270 for me this year. 270. I thought you were a Creed man too, Bri. Yeah, man, nothing wrong with a 270. Honestly, if I didn't have a bad wing here, a 270 I would probably be shooting a 270. 270s are freaking badass. 6'5" PRC, like Governor-elect has, and my neighbor guy there, his dad, man, is the 6'5" or 7mm PRC. 7mm PRCs are awesome too. Okay, Brian says usually a 25-06. Curious, why would you go to a 270 from an odd 6, Brian? I don't blame you for it. I'm curious. A 25-06 is badass too. I love the 25-06. That's when I got back into deer hunting. I shot my dad's, and that thing worked freaking like money. Real accurate. It's what is that? A 25-06 is pretty much correct me if I'm wrong. Gene, you're listening. 25-06, 270 neck down to a 25 caliber, right? And 25, man, you don't see the 25-06 very much anymore. I think my dad's the only. Brian got off of it now too. He's on the 270. My dad will tell you, since he's gone to the Creedmoor, no regrets whatsoever. He loves it. Super deadly with it. I mean, he just drops deer in his tracks with that thing. So, and Gene says, I loaded up some 150 grain 30-06 for the fun. Might try one out. Right on. What kind of bullet you running, Gene? I know Eric. I picked up some odd 6 117 soft points for you. Did you try those out? What kind of accuracy or whatever you're getting with those? It was it one box or two? Yeah. And Clay bought, what did Clay buy? He bought a whole, I picked him up over Mandan Sporting Goods. I think they were flat base too in his 270, which is weird because most people shoot, and flat base are just as accurate, but Eric Newman, that's right, 300 rum for my whitetail buck, and using God's cartridge on one doe. Nobody knows what God's cartridge is. It's 223 Remington, baby. Eric knows that, yeah. And a 30-30 on my other doe. Sweet. And 30-30, Eric, you're using like 117 grains or something like that, or 130. I remember you had it on a 2-8 day at Axes there. Brian says, just bought one at a sale, and I never really like the way it shoots. Never will get rid of the 25-06. So, okay, right, just got a new gun, want to try it out. I totally understand that. Gene says 25-06, 270, 30-06 is a parent case. All right, perfect. That's what I thought. Yep. And I always kid around like a 270. Like I say, it's a mini mag because it's so freaking. My buddy John shoots one, and if you didn't see that on our Facebook page and on X, I've been putting a deer pick up every day, and biggest one, I mean, point wise, maybe even size-wise, you shot at our place is 181-inch muley buck and 270. I mean, John's been using that since he got into hunting. Used his brother-in-law's years ago, and that's what he got. Looked one up for him, and man, he's been slaying with it ever since. Eric, 30-30 is 130 grain. Okay, right. And Gene says Hornady interlock basic deer bullet. Right, they work great though, right, Gene? I'm getting back to the basics of the soft point bullets, man. I don't know why, but they've been freaking working great for me. So Clayton Peterson, guns in the 701. Hornady 130 grain soft point interlock. There you go. Yep. Man, Clay bought a pile of them suckers too. I think he's good for all because I'm not sure how he does a whole. I don't know a lot of guys who do a whole lot of target practice with the 270 because I think after 30 rounds, I mean, even if you're a big guy, you might be going, makes that 270 money guns in the sea. Yeah. And if you didn't see the Deer Rifle Steel Challenge, Clay shot pretty damn good with it out there. Eric Newman says, I haven't gotten those 25 cal bullets sold yet, but you picked them up. Yep, exactly. I mean, the Sierra, the Game King, their soft point bow tail Game Kings, and then, man, awesome bullets. And then that's what my daughter used on her buck was those bullets. And I mean, held together, work like money, man. Not be afraid of shooting any size buck behind the shoulder with God's cartridge and then those 55 grain. I think my buddy John, his son's got a doe tag. He's going to be going out, I think, Monday. And he's going to be using some we loaded up 62 grainers. He's got a longer barrel, and those babies are going about 3,000. So that's going to be freaking hammer time. One Shot Cap says cow elk taking 270 shoots, 130 grain soft points. Yep, right. And I think we mentioned that, Clay. I don't remember if we were on Mike Bell's show there, Dakota Mornings, or if it was election party when I asked you. You said Clay uses 150s on elk with a 270. Gene says, might take my SA-16. Is M16A2 clone opening day, 55 grain stuff. Yeah, I think Gene asked me what I used, actually. Gene, did you load that up with them Sierras then? Because I think I gave you the load data, I think, or whatever, or the yeah, man. I mean, like I said, 200 yard for sure. And Gene's got an M16A2, so he's running a 20-inch barrel. My daughter had a 16, so I mean, he's gonna get another 100 feet per second. I'd be 100% confident in damn near any side. Maybe not some big freaking Alberta freaking buck because they got huge, but maybe even I don't know. It's gonna get in there and get the job done. So who knows? Guns in the 701. I stocked up, hard to get, so I should be good for a quote couple days now. Oh, yep, I got you, Clay. I'll mention it again here for sure because I'm going to be on Guns in the 701 tomorrow morning. Mitchell in the morning, 8:15 a.m. Central, 7:15 Mountain. My boy Clay Peterson going to be on with Todd Mitchell. Mitchell in the morning, 8:15, like I said, till 9, talking some. I think they're going to go heavy into Trump's election there. And I'm sure they'll sure get into some gun stuff, which I might get into a little bit of it here now. What do we got here? I think I missed one here. Who the heck? What is that comment on there? I don't see what that. What's the purple label? That's Guns in the 701. Yeah, 150 on elk or deer when I grabbed the wrong buck. Yeah, my buddy John bought some 150s by accident once, and they didn't shoot as accurate. Usually you get the heavier bullet. They got the better BC. They shoot better. In his case, in that TC Venture, nope, the 130s, he's got cash money in there, and that's a power shock is what he uses. And I think Federal uses Hornady's interlock bullet on that too. But Eric says I'm using the 55 grain Barnes TTSX, so it's a tipped. Something is boat tail tipped all copper, and my 223 on a deer, and I want to see. Whoop! I got somebody another comment that sniped me out here. I got to go now, and I want to see how they perform at longer range. Yeah, Eric. I mean, like we talked about that at the last Prairie Dog contest. You should bring that up and run that baby through some gel at some range. That'd be a great test for us to do out at Axe's place. Gene says I took a 7mm 08 back to Hornady. 139 bow tail soft point, 6.5 Swede loads them babies up with a 140 bow tail soft point. But yeah, and my dad's used the 140s Sierras in his 6.5 Creed. I mean, just hammer time with that 6.5 is deadly, man. The sectional density on that bullet's awesome. 7mm 08, Gene's definitely. I think Gene actually calls that God's cartridge. I mean, it's awesome, man. You get more velocity out of a 3.0. Just 308 neck down, right, Gene? 7mm 08, and you get a little more velocity and the bullet's got a little higher BC, so that's pretty sweet. Gene says a 55 grain soft point Federal factory. I grabbed some herders, 55 grain herders made by Winchester. Okay, I've shot herders before. I had nothing wrong with herders ammo and soft point. I mean, 55 grain soft point. That's great hunting around for the 223. All right, guns in the 7-1. I just mentioned going to be on Mitchell in the morning tomorrow at 8:15 a.m. Central, 550, 99.7. Just get the iHeart app and listen on there so Todd knows how many people are listening. He said they're going to talk election results. Kelly as the most Second Amendment governor in North Dakota. Right on. Gianforte win in Montana. Tim Walz lost in his home county of Minnesota. Oh, that's got to freaking hurt. I love that. I didn't know that. I love to hear that. And of course, the happy ending of the week, which is slug plug or slug? I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, Clay. I know it's something you guys got a different name for it. I mean, I think you just call it happy ending of the week too. I like saying happy ending of the week. It just sounds good. People are happy ending. What the heck kind of pornographic stuff is that? Nah, it's not, but it gets people's attention when you say it. It's a happy ending, just a different kind, like I said. Yeah. Anyways, Clay, I can't remember. What are your boys using for deer? I think a 243, and Leighton was going to use. What was he going to use again? Because he liked that 270 of yours. Is he going to shoot that? Wayne said he's using the 180 grain 300 Win Mag for moose, man, and that is right there. That is a freaking hammer right there. 180 grainer, 300 Win Mag. Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. Not that I just take if you shot a deer with that, I'd just take the life right out of him. Harris was a camel toe, and now she's a moose knuckle. That's a one-shot, Caps. Oh, that's funny. And speaking of moose, she could handle the 300 Win Mag for sure. And guns in the 701. Landon is a 243 and Leighton is a 7mm 08. Perfect. I like that too, man. 243 still to this day. A lot of people don't. I wonder if the 6.5 didn't kind of take over in that area of, I don't know, killing power or whatever you want to call it for that. I don't know. It seems to me, Dick, as a 243 seemed like it was a hell of a lot more popular before the Creed came out. And like I said, I do have a 6.5 Creed. It's still got to get threaded, but got it at Double H Gun Shop. And, Bloodline's got to thread that, but he's going to have his machine up here in January at some time. I don't need it because I'm not, I don't have a tag. So I got my crossbow, and I might carry. Heck, I don't even got to bring my AR with it, actually, or any 223, because my buddy Trav's got his up there. Might as well blow his ammo up, and that's sweet too. He's got a silencer co. I can't remember what on there, but man, that thing's a sweet baby. He won this upper from some coyote website. He's been lucky winning stuff. He's been real lucky getting deer. He got a 4th year in a row. I think he's got a buck tag. So Gene Cox says at Wayne, the loading is good for bulldozers and freight trains. Yeah, I mean, if dude rolls up on you with a killdozer and you got the 180 grain 300 Win Mag, I mean, you blow that right through the freaking blade on the front. I mean, it seems like if anything, it'll knock the bulldozer back just a little bit for a second to give you time to jump out of the way. I had a 300 Win Mag back when I got back into deer hunting. I started back into the 25-06, and my buddy convinced me what you need is a 300 Win Mag. No, I shot that thing. I like to shoot a lot, and I'm like, there is no freaking way I'm shooting this freaking cannon. No freaking way. And I didn't. So I tell you what, we're going to do one more double ad here, guys, for some of our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll finish this baby up here a little bit as soon as I get my stuff up here, because it's all right, here we go. Double ad. Where you at, baby? Where you at? Come back to me. We'll be back. Double ad. Right. All right. Okay. Here's the last double ad. We're going to come back. I'll tell you what, it's been going for hour and 8 minutes. We'll come back. We'll go I'll go another 5-10 minutes, unless you guys got some stuff, put it in the chats and we'll hit on it. Cause I'm ready to talk for another 20 minutes at least. So if not, we'll hit on a few things and I'll end the show. So hang in there, guys. We'll be right back. JD 701 Nation. That's right.
That's a war face. No see your war face. You don't scare me.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy, Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Hey, JD back here, 701 Nation. Appreciate you guys. Man, we're killing it on. I love it. I love all you guys on. I love everybody listening, but I love it. You guys on X are loading it up for us. That's freaking awesome. Love it. Again, wow, what's your big deal with X, JD? X lets you do free speech. Clay and I got it. I mean, I wish we could say some more stuff, but we're going to our other platforms, YouTube, Facebook. They'll freaking snipe you for just talking about your sponsor sometimes or putting stuff up there. It's ridiculous. Love X. Not only that, Elon helped this guy out right here, $32 million a month, which even though that's an insane amount of money, guess what? Donald Trump was buried in spending by the left. I mean, Kamala spent like a freaking $1 billion, and they're bitching about Elon being. Thank God for Elon Musk and X and Rumble too. We got Rumble, guys, but yeah, thank you guys all for listening. This is freaking great. I'm gonna get to a few of these comments here. Oh, by the way, Bloodline Kinetics, Clayton got his he's got his AR back. Thing looks freaking sweet. I call it the pimp AR. You want to check that out? You can see a picture of that on our X page, and I got it up on our new Facebook page. You don't know what that is yet. It's just GAT, GAT 701. Go on there. What does that mean? Guns and the 701. You go on there, a picture of it on there. You got pictures of our deer. Can't wait till we can start live streaming to that sucker here in a while. But I think we got like 40 days or something yet. But all right, I'm going to get to some of these. I'm going to go get some of these comments here. Eric says, love the 180 grain bullets. They are hard hitters. That's what I use in my 300 drum. Yeah, when Eric was shooting the deer gong at Axis at I think it was 500 we did the Prairie Dog Steel thing, you could definitely tell that thing hit hard. Wayne Moose says, Austin toasted his moose with it in Moose and Moose. I almost mixed them up. In October. Suppressed is the only way to go. Absolutely, Wayne. Abso-freaking-lutely. If you don't shoot suppressed, hey, and guess what? If we retain the House and the Senate, we might be able to get the hearing protection. We got the Senate for sure. Like I said, almost a certainty we're going to have the House as well. It's just by what margin. But we can pass Hearing Protection Act. Bye-bye goes that stupid $200 for every suppression. That is freaking ridiculous. Brian Waters is going to take a break on Saturday evening, and we're going to check out the Fallon County Wild Game Feed in memory of Stan Wagner. Right, and that's Scott Bachmeyer was going over there. And Clay had Big Jake and Scott on to talk about that a few weeks back. I'm pretty sure Gene's going. Wayne, are you going to that one too? I mean, that's a pretty big deal there. They make a lot of money up for that. It's a good deal to go check out. I'm in Golden Valley. I'm like, that's like a, like a 3.5 hour drive for me. And yeah, man, deer season's my Super Bowl. I'm up there with family and friends, so I won't be partaking, but I will be listening to Scott's show Saturday morning. Okay, here, Gene Cox. Let's get down here what Gene's got. More trivia. 6mm 244, 257 Roberts are derived from the 7x57 Mauser. Excellent rounds, for sure. I couldn't agree more. But since that whole World War II thing, Mauser cases are hard to get for a while. Yes, they were, Gene. Yeah. Clay says we talked for over 4 hours Tuesday. This is nothing. LOL. Well, Clay, before you got on, I said, sitting there talking election, probably not in my wheelhouse. I was glad it was packed, man. There were so many people there talking. It was a great time either way. Had some good interviews at the end with Kelly, and Clay was talking to Jeff Magrum was on there, and we talked to a whole bunch of people. We had some difficulties. I mean, some of it's kind of hard to watch and listen to because of that, but it was fun. It was fun. I'm looking for. I mean, do it again for sure. We'll do it again, 100%. Clay says Harris' campaign is now $20 million in debt too as of today. Yeah, I did hear that. They went through $1 billion and they're $20 million in debt. And Trump team, make America great again. Put foot to ass, big time. Clay needs a matching pimp suit, is what Doug Wolf says. Yeah, he does. That's actually a good idea, Dougie. Trump will sign the Hearing Protection Act. Paul Ryan tanked it last time. Yeah, Paul Ryan did tank it. And Turtle McConnell said, I believe he said, don't even freaking bring it up. Don't even waste your time because I'm not going to do it either. So I don't know, Clay, John Thune. Thune gets it there. And it looks like he's going to be leading the Senate. Him or can't remember the guy from Florida. Wayne says, I think I'll make it there. Lots of guns. Right on. And so curious if you guys are thinking. I went to the NRA banquet, had a great time there, and just like getting guns. I think Clay and I have talked about doing another raffle through his buddies down there at I can't remember the name of it in South Dakota. The shooters down there, but I was thinking maybe instead of a gun, just let me know what you guys think about this. Like some nice, like range finding binoculars, some SIGs or something, that range out to 5,000 on targets and 3,000 on deer. I mean, right. I mean, a lot of people now, I mean, it's a nice win in a gun, but I mean, they're always giving away guns. Either that or like a nice HD spotting scope with a tripod or something like that. I mean, I don't know what you guys think of that. Maybe night vision or these night binoculars you can see. And, I don't know. I'm just curious. I just think everybody's giving guns away, and I'm down with trying to give away something else, or maybe we work something out with Grizz, full head mount or something. I mean, I'd be as of right now, I'm probably more apt to getting in on something that would give away something like that, especially if you got a buck tag or something, man. Or Eric does more than deer. I mean, he does everything. Get yourself a coyote and get whatever off. I'm just throwing stuff out. I don't know what you guys think about that idea. I think my idea is freaking great, man. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, guys, next Wednesday, Guns in the 701. We'll be back. I mean, Clay and I were busy, and Deacons has stuff going on. So Wednesday, Clay just took Wednesday off. I mean, it was a late night. Clay and I never got to bed till 3 a.m. After, and by the way, anybody's listening, thanks to everybody who kept bringing Clay and I double talls there at the GOP convention or the GOP election party. I did appreciate it, but when I rewatched them, I was like, yeah, man, I probably had a few too many, but shit, I was having fun. So and they were tasting good. It was good. Oh, we got a beep in here. I think we got my man Clay on here. Let's see what's up, buddy Clay. What's up, Clayton? I just got you on the little man screen there. What's this one? Let's go this one. There we go. Hey, you need your headset, man. Now you got a cap on. It'll work good for you.
Oh, I have this hooked up, because I got all these very, very cool voices and things like that going on. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I just tell everybody you're going to be back on
next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday we'll be back on.
I got a text here. Yeah, it says binoculars. What the heck here? Hold on a minute here. Binoculars, hard to pick a gun when you want. Yeah. I mean, I would, like I said, I'd definitely go with the binos. It's not just binos, but something with a range finding or I mean, even they're kind of making rangefinders obsolete, really. Just think about it. You buy up a good pair of binoculars, right? Probably $200 for, and then another rangefinder is going to probably be another. I mean, they're getting cheaper, but $175, $200. You can buy the whole damn package now. A nice, not that we got anything with SIG, but I know people who got SIGs and they're freaking awesome. It's $600. I mean, it's pay a little more and you got it all in one package. You're not dinking around with two things, man. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're becoming a little bit obsolete as far as just that by itself. I don't know. That's my opinion too.
Or Clay, get something going with a bloodline. You can give us, get something off a custom build or something, right?
Well, I can tell you this. I took the pimp gun out today.
Yeah.
We got something we got to do with it, but overall, it grouped nice when I shot it. I threw a scope on there today. I was going to put flip-up sights on it because I thought I still had it.
What'd you put on there for glass then?
I still had one of them Brunton Echoes floating around here, so I went ahead and used that. It's got that 50 millimeter. It looks stupid on there because it's so big.
Yeah, 50 millimeter bell on an AR does get a little, unless you got a bull barrel
like
varmint rifle.
Rockets out of that thing, but I tell you what, it was accurate. I'll tell you that much. But we'll get the other part fixed on it. I bet you're right. It's something simple. I'm pretty sure we kind of talked about it with Jacob, so we'll be good.
Yep.
But tomorrow I will be grabbing the old trusty 270 and heading out, and yeah.
So you guys, you can go out at 11, right? Because it's statewide at noon as they go by Central Time. So you're
legally, yeah.
Yeah, this time it's legal, like. So you and the boys are going out. Are they out of school then, Clay, or are you going to pick them up later?
No, we got 4-day school week here, so so it's technically.
Oh yeah, because there's no school. My wife's a teacher, and I'm like, yeah, real smart of me to remember that one, right?
So technically, that is a national holiday out here,
Yeah, Kelly doesn't even have to do that. I don't know if you got to the end of the interview there, and I did ask him about making that a state holiday, and he's like, I don't know if I can swing that, but he sounds like he's all on board with the state gun. He wants us to run a few polls so we can get it narrowed down, and I said, we can definitely do that. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Start thinking about it, guys, and I'm sure it's going to be like everything. I think what's going to happen here, and me and you talked about this, we're going to come up maybe with 5 guns. We'll take some input from friends and people we know. Just I kind of know what I'd like to see on there. I know you do too, Jamie. One gun we both agree on, but then we'll take a little survey of that. So yeah, I mean, don't hesitate to send us your ideas because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be. I mean, you could have 100 different guns. We can't do a survey on 100 different guns.
Right. Because that's what we were saying. I mean, you put that up there, and it's just everybody will. I want this. I want this, and I want that. And
I know that Teddy Roosevelt's gun's going to be in there. I know it is. And
I mean, when I interviewed him there, and I watched the end of it, he was kind of like, I mean, he said he's going to have it, but he didn't sound like he was really sold on that. I mean, not that he's
might not be, but. I know that somebody.
I mean, right. Because I mean, he's a big gun guy, so he's probably thinking, something other than that. I mean, like I am, I'm like, okay, I'll say a lever action, but it's got to be that Henry that takes the AR mags and it's 223 and God's caliber. Then I'm in.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Winchester 1876, which was Roosevelt's favorite gun. I mean, it's a nice gun. It truly is, I imagine that's going to be one that gets on there. He also liked his 1895, and that was what chambered in 405, I believe.
Yeah, it was Big Medicine. I can't remember what it is. Gene, one of you guys, I know you know what Big Medicine was. Teddy Roosevelt's Big Medicine.
Yeah, I think that was one, and I think he took that mostly on his safari hunts. But I don't know. I imagine that'll be one of the guns that'll be included in the poll for sure. But. Like I said, I think America's Rifle's a good one to have in there.
That's definitely going to be in there. Hey, you never know. That might just end up being.
I love tweaking liberals.
Because he said in the interview, he said maybe we can do a handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun. We can have 3 different. I mean, because everybody's got one, you might as well set the standard. We can go 3 different kinds, right?
Hell yeah! I mean, Kelly's on board. I'm telling you, we're going to talk about this tomorrow. I just sent the stuff off to you, and I even sent it to Michael. I thought he'd like to hear about some of this too. And
hey, Michael said I should be the gun czar if Kid Rock can't do it.
What's that?
Michael said I should be this Gunzar if Kid Rock won't do it. Trust me, we'd be a lot better off if I was Gunzar.
Hey, Michael gave us a good shout out today. He was talking with the Game and Fish guy, and he says, "Hey, you got to talk to guys like JD and Clay Peterson and Kelly. He says, you got to talk to these guys. They know what they're talking about."
Yeah. So if Kelly's listening, he usually rewatches if he isn't listening live. If North Dakota needs Gunzar, you got the team right here.
There you go. Hey,
we'll work in tight conjunction with the governor-elect to be Second Amendment advocates and North Dakota's Gunzars.
I think I'd make a great Game and Fish director.
I'm on. Yeah, man, that would make for some great and interesting meetings.
Oh yeah. Hey, Mr. Peterson, what do you think about using non-toxic shot? I think you can go F yourself. We're not going to do it no more, and we're done. How about that?
I'm definitely against that myself.
Next question: if you want to use it. But as far as mandating it, cram that. As far as I'm concerned,
I like that. So he says TR was a 405 win guy. All right, that sounds.
Yeah.
So speaking about cram it, I seen one of Trump's guys on there told he was on a live stream and he told Letitia James, he said, "Go ahead and bring that lawsuit." He goes, "We're going to throw your fat ass in prison," and that's exactly.
I was watching that.
He said, "We're sick of this phony freaking indictments and all this other bullshit." Keith O'Donnell, there you go, Keith, 308, baby.
Yeah. Many, and I would imagine there's going to be something in a 30-06. It's such a popular gun that kind of, when them boys came back from war, that's what was.
I mean, do we go
to them? I don't know.
Do we go cartridge too? I think we're just going to go kind of action, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd say action. But I mean, if you take the Springfield, what were most of Springfield's 30-06.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a 308, man. I mean, I know everybody's going to the ballistics of this. I mean, hey, man. I'm sorry, man. That thing kicks freaking ass. I love the 308.
308's very popular, good 30
caliber. Not to mention, just a sexy looking cartridge too. I love looking at 308s.
Getting back to Letitia James thing though.
Yeah.
I think we saw a very good beginning as to what's happening. Trump also from his office of president-elect today. I mean, he put out a deal about the citizens and deporting them, and he said we can no longer. We have to interpret the law as it's written. No more anchor babies, essentially. And if you're born here, you're not automatic citizens. And that's what, can you imagine 20+ million, if that's the number, illegals, they start having kids, and all of a sudden we got all these new, quote, citizens. That was never how that was intended. Ever.
Fetterman admitted to Joe Rogan that's exactly what they're trying to do with all the illegals coming here. Speaking of illegals, why don't you deport old Dart Bow on here? There, you got rid of him.
I did.
That, huh? Yeah. We had, I don't know, what was that platform you had on there?
Kick.
Oh, that was Kick. Okay.
Remember we got some of that crap from Twitch when we first started.
I did remember, but I just can't. I can't remember my apologies. I didn't remember the platform.
Kick's another gaming one.
Which I'm not against, man. I mean, he's gaming. If that's what people want to, I mean, if they want to watch it on there, like Deacons always watches on Twitch because it's super clear. I mean, X is super clear too.
That's what I was watching on tonight.
I seen it right away. I was like, who in the heck? I'm like, oh, it's Clayton.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, yeah. All right, Clay. So I tell you what, like I said, I'm not doing a show next week, but I'm going to try to go live. I'm going to try to log into Restream a couple times, and it depends on the service. I mean, if the weather's nice and clear and not windy or something, it's going to work. It should work okay. It's not going to be like watching this, but I mean, I'm not going to sit in there for a half hour and talk to you. I'll probably try and do it for 10-15 and let you know what's going on and what we've been seeing. And hey, you never know, a coyote might walk by and the old suppressor in the 308 is going to eat.
Yeah. Interesting. I sent that email out to you guys, but it did not show back. I always send it to myself too, so that's interesting. Anyway, so hey Keith, I know you're listening. So I couldn't remember if you're coming down this weekend or not. He's got some doe tags, so let me know because I know I'm gonna have another guy here, and I don't want you guys overlapping each other. So I'll put.
Oh, speaking of that, I still haven't seen no 50 cal shit from you here in the deer season.
I don't have one anymore.
I mean, we had the Clay Peterson freaking log it past, and
yeah, I need another 50. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Axe. Maybe you need to come down here. We'll bring your 50 out. I got ammo, and we'll go out and kill us a deer just because we can. I got tags.
Yeah.
Keep shooting. I've got tags.
We still got to do that review on Axe's 50, actually.
Yeah.
We got that nice night photo there that we got the thing lit up like 80 yards down range with the tracer, which is freaking sweet. Good luck hunting, guys. One shot. Same to you, Cap. Appreciate that, buddy.
Absolutely.
And everybody, hey, I know it rained like a son of a bitch here in Bismarck, but if you're going out west, nothing happened in a lot of them counties, including ours. So don't be driving off road, man. I mean, if you got to go out and get it and quarter it in the field or whatever, do that, because you light something up, it's going to go up like a tinderbox.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, we got some rain here. We had about an inch out of that last deal. It's still dry. It's plenty dry out there yet. So, yeah, take it easy, guys, when you're out there. Please, if you're out in them areas, don't park in the middle of a freaking road, and don't park even off the side of a big steep ditch. Please drive up a little ways and find a good place to
Yeah, I had the glass one, though.
Oh, my God, there was a moron out there today scouting, and I tried to be as nice as I could. I mean, this guy, he was in the middle of the road, and he wasn't moving, and so I stopped and said, hey, I said, would you be able to pull over to the side or something? He got pissed off. It's like, you're blocking that. I said, you got trucks hauling hay, and there's still guys hauling hay around there. I said,
well, somebody comes over the hill and rear ends your ass, then what?
And where he was at, he'd have got right in the front end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was on the side. He was up on, like, you're going to get hurt. I said, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not telling you to leave. I said,
you were, Clay.
I said, you can go. I even told him, I said, yeah. So drive up there, and I don't do this very often. I said, park on that approach because that goes into my land, and that's fine. Just park there and glass that government ground. But I said, get off the road, please. Yeah.
It's unbelievable how they don't. So what'd you think of my Trump? I think Trump should appoint a two-way czar, Clay, just like we should get appointed to state two-way czars.
I'll tell you what.
You really tweak because if they did it here, Kelly did it, it'd be czars. You'd have two of them actually appointing.
Yes, that's right. We'd have a good one. We'd be good, wouldn't we? I just, if I had that kind of connection to talk to Trump, I want the 4473 changed back for the simple fact they've got now your pronouns on it, which just burns my ass.
It's bigoted anyways. You got to say if you're non-white Hispanic, right? And top checking white.
Let's get all that changed back. And, there's so many things. The Hearing Protection Act, I think now and we're going to own the house. We are. It's just going to be by a slim margin. So I think the Hearing Protection Act can get through. We had the votes last time, but Paul Ryan killed the damn thing. We owned the Senate and the House and the White House. And
Trump should put it on my desk and I'll sign it, and they wouldn't even bring it up for a goddamn vote.
So I think we can get it done. I think there's going to be enough pressure. I think if you look at things right now, even those rhino commie bastards I can't stand that are in the House, they got the message. We won the popular vote. Trump won resoundingly. I mean, I
don't want to lose their sweet job there.
Yeah, I mean, I know you and me and Michael and even Kelly were like, hey, 306 electorals. I still think it's going to go beyond that. They haven't really called everything just yet. But, hey, I don't care. It's going to be over 300 when we're all said and done. And
let's see if anything changed in the House here. Nope, it's still 86% in, 410 to 435. Republicans 211, Dems 199.
Yep. I think we're going to end up there about a 3 to 4 vote majority.
It makes me uncomfortable, but
I'm not happy about hearing about Thune possibly being in charge.
So I asked that earlier. I don't know if you were on yet, but what do you think of Thune? Is he on board with the HPA?
I have no clue anymore. That guy is not the man he was. I helped elect. I don't like Thune. I heard Charlie Kirk today talking about when he's up for re-election. They're talking about maybe we ought to throw about 100 people, staff members in the South Dakota, get a primary challenge and just get him out of it. And I think if anyone could do it, it's Charlie. I mean, South Dakota's not that big. And I think that's a fantastic idea. He was talking about throwing a rally either in Rapid City or Sioux Falls and then kind of kicking it off and defeating him. I think he's up in 2028, I believe. I think Rhino Rounds is up in 26. Both of those senators are horrible. They're there for themselves. And Thune was not that man. When we defeated Tom Daschle when he ran for Senate the second time, Thune that is, I mean, he was a constitutional conservative, but DC polluted that man, unfortunately. It's unfortunate. I mean, the last time I had lunch with him, last time I had lunch with him in Lemon, I said, John, I can't. That's when I was working for Henry. I said, I can't give you my support. I know I used to help and work out things with you on the campaign, but I said, I can't give you my support anymore. And I haven't heard a peep out of him since. So that tells you what he thought. I mean, we obviously weren't friends because even though I wasn't
Speaking of
support
that,
him, who cares?
did you ever hear? Did you get to hear? Mike wanted you talk. Said Wime was rabbiting him.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure who that was.
Jason Wime, the not Friends NRA, the NAI and NRAILA guy.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. I guess I didn't realize that's.
Yeah, I was giggling when he said that about rabbiting him. I was picturing a rabbit run.
I'll make a couple calls. It's what, Friday tomorrow?
Yeah, he asked if he had any connections. I was just going to look and see if he was even the guy anymore here.
He might not be the ILA guy. I'll find out. I mean,
maybe he's getting run off. I don't.
Hey,
They
Brian,
usually got it in the front here.
Absolutely. Have a good evening. And yeah, I just jumped in here because I happened to come down here and send this stuff off.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. We'll jump off here, guys. Again, catch Clay tomorrow, Mitchell in the morning, 8:15 a.m. Central. KFYR 99.7 iHeartRadio. Next Wednesday, he'll be back. I'm not sure if Deke will be back, but Guns in the 701 next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central, right, Clayton?
Yep, I hope he's back, but
Okay, and then you know what? Because I can't jump on with Clay because I'll be heading back up to out west for hunting, and like I said, I'm gonna try to get you guys some live reports.
Yeah.
And then heck, I don't even know. Week after that's going to be Thanksgiving. I might have to jump on with you on a Wednesday, and we'll do a Thanksgiving turkey edition or some shit.
Yeah. Let's see. I did get fall turkey tags just because I do, just so I get them.
50 cal.
I do have a 58.
Oh, all right, guys. Thanks everybody for having good viewership here tonight. Appreciate you guys participating. Everybody have a safe and great hunt, and feel free to send me and Clay send us your pictures, man. We'll post them up there and we'll get a little brag board going. Love doing that. Love seeing that. So appreciate you guys. And Clay, what do we want everybody to do?
It's still just important to keep your powder dry, everybody. So have a great weekend. Go out there and get a nice deer or get a doe for the freezer. I mean, enjoy the hunt. Remember, this is about a heritage and taking your kids out there and family time. It really is. And that's what I love about it. So keep your powder dry, everybody. We'll catch you next week. And don't forget, Friday morning, Mitchell in the morning.